Welcome in, everyone, today here at beautiful Legacy Fields. My name is Noel Ferry. Alongside me, Josh Lepowski, as always. CornDogs come into this game against the Griffith Generals, sitting at 16-6 on the season. The Generals 6-15. This is a team that the CornDogs have had some ease against so far this season. They've yet to drop one to them. Josh, what do you think's in store today?
Well, I think you have a tale of two teams, quite frankly. You have a team in the CornDogs that's brimming with confidence. They've won their last 2 ball games pretty handily, I might add. And you have a Joliet Generals team that's coming to this game that's lost 6 of their last 7. I mean, let's just call it like it is. This is the team that's in last place in the Northern League. There's no good way you can spin 6-15. It's just flat out not going to happen. So this is just a tale of 2 ball clubs, and quite frankly, the CornDogs I think are coming into this one expecting they're going to win tonight. But no game is guaranteed, no game is easy, and they have to come out and they need to make sure they're ready to perform.
Definitely. Yeah, CornDogs come into this one leading a majority of the offensive categories and pitching categories that you can possibly have, as a baseball team. Generals on the other side of the spectrum. Starting tonight for the CornDogs, Harrison Dubois taking the mound. He's recently found himself a starting role here on this CornDogs team. And to start things off here, we're going to go through your Purdue Federal Credit Union starting lineup. So starting with the Griffith Generals, batting first, Nick Altabelli in center field. Batting second, Max Hensler. He's at third base. Batting third, Aaron Orzak, catching tonight for the Generals. Batting fourth, Dylan Mayer, DHing tonight for the Generals. Batting fifth, Bryce Vorwald. He's in right. Batting sixth, Jordan Landcrone, the shortstop. Batting seventh, Joey Cara over in left field. Batting eighth, Nick Fies, the first baseman. And finishing it off, batting ninth, Mark Ross, the second baseman for the Generals tonight. And for the CornDogs, going from left to right in the outfield, Scott Hansen, Gavin Terry, and Hayden Matalich. And then from third base to first base, Shane Jones, Kevin Hall, Ethan Imlock, Danny Paplava, and Ethan Nielsen behind the plate. We are so happy to see Ethan Nielsen come back for this CornDogs team. Had a bit of a scare the last time this team played the Oilmen when he took a bat to his hand and had to leave the game, but it is so great to see that, wasn't anything too serious. He's right back here for the CornDogs and ready to have a great game today.
Ready to have a great game indeed, and it's always difficult to overcome something like that whenever you're hurting, but Nielsen back in there behind the plate tonight and ready to catch this ball game.
Dubois delivers the first pitch in for a strike, about 6:59, so a little bit ahead of schedule here today. 0-1 count to start things off against Nick Altabelli. Thinks about going there, and that's called strike 2. Now, if you look out at the scene in front of you, you're going to see an overcast, kind of dreary evening. But it's not necessarily all just because of cloud cover. So here's the 0-2. Just a bit low, 1-2. Currently, in the Midwest, we're dealing with some poor air quality that's come circulating down from up north in Canada. So here's the 1-2. This one lifted foul behind Altabelli, so still 1-2. And it's affecting the air quality here. So you look in the distance, might look like fog. That's really smoke that we're seeing from wildfires that have occurred in Canada recently.
I think the meteorological term is smog, I believe, is typically what is said. It's not nearly to the level that it was in New York recently.
Yes.
Not quite there, but it definitely is. It's rather eerie.
It is. It's an eerie
scene.
1-2. Another foul ball here for Altabelli. He's having a battle to start off the game. That's what you want to do, potentially extend the opposing starting pitcher's pitch count. We've seen that happen plenty of times for the CornDogs. Here's the 1-2. Holds off on it. It's just a bit inside 2-2. And if you take a look at a radar, currently in this area in the Midwest, stretching between a couple different states, as Dubois winds up the 2-2. This one pops straight up, could be playable, but it's going into the stands. People clear out of that one in time. Always a little scary when you see people scanning the skies here, and it's a little bit harder to see tonight.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, that's another thing about this is that, not only does it play into the air quality, but it also plays into the play here because that's a baseball-colored sky that you have right above you. So for the first, I'd say probably about 3 or 4 innings where this game's going to be played in the daylight, that's something that you're going to have to watch out for.
Another foul ball. If you can believe it, Nick Altabelli, leadoff hitter, is still here 2 minutes later in this at-bat.
9 pitches thus far in this at-bat for Dubois. Now, Dubois isn't under as much pressure, you would think, to go deep into this ballgame. You and I were talking about this earlier. The CornDogs have a good chunk of pitchers tonight. They have, as my count, 20 players available tonight.
Altabelli fouls off another one. We'll see double-digit pitches here.
So this is kind of a night where I'm thinking if you're Heisman, the point with Dubois is, look, you have an inning count. Get to that inning. Get these amount of outs. I don't care how you get them. Try to be efficient, but obviously, try to get these few outs I'm asking you to get.
There's one down, bounces into the glove of Nielsen there. So Altabelli's worked himself all the way to a 3-2 count now. 11 pitches. He started off 0-2. Early payoff here. This one lifted into center. Terry going back on it. He's parked underneath it, and he grabs the first out of the day. So a hard-fought battle, but Dubois comes out on top that time.
Yeah, and I'm obviously not a baseball player. There's a reason I'm here and not down there. But I will say, when that ball went up into the air, it was amazing how that ball blended into that sky above. I wouldn't be too shocked if, particularly early in this game, if we see some guys lose some fly balls in the sky. Maybe will they lose a fly ball in the sky, something like that? Wouldn't be surprised.
Here's a foul ball that just trickles foul down the third baseline. Yeah, I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw a couple times, even just off the bat, misjudging how far or short the ball is going to go, as it's bound to just disappear up into the night sky. 0-1. That one catches inside for strike two. And you also wonder, with this air quality, if it's going to have any effect on the players, just stamina today. 0-2. This one sent towards Hall at short. Didn't take a single bounce there, and Hall delivers the throw for the 6-3 putout.
You're right there in that aspect. Is that going to affect things? And that's another reason why you have to think about, are pitchers going to be able to, that's another reason why deep counts matter. Because are pitchers going to be able to handle the stress of pitching the way that they normally could, given the conditions that they're playing in right now?
Fresh at bat here, Aaron Orzek, one of the better bats for the Generals so far this season. He takes his first one up high.
We were talking with Cale Sleazer, the broadcaster for the Griffith Generals, before the game, and he told us he views Orzek as potentially the best player on this team.
That one's a little too high. 2-0 now to Orzek. Yeah, Orzek currently batting .293, but a .432 on-base percentage, and he's working a 2-0 count right now. He's a guy that you can trust to get on and make you pay in that regards. 2-0. This one fouled straight back. Seen a decent amount of contact off Dubois, that is, to start off this game. And, you wonder if the Generals are just going to come into this game, saying we need to be hyper-aggressive. We just got to jump on the CornDogs if we want to beat them. Just low. 3-1 count now.
I mean, it's worth noting that in the games these two teams have played together, only one of them has been decided by less than 7 runs. The CornDogs have won these games 13-2, 16-0, 8-1, and 9-7.
Called strike two on the inside corner on that one. Yeah, these games typically have a tendency to get out of hand and get out of hand quickly. Payoff. This one sent towards Jones. Fields it off a bounce and flips it over to first. And the inning, 1-2-3 for Dubois. To start off this inning, we'll head to the bottom of the first. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to CornDogs Baseball on the CornDogs Broadcasting Network.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake.
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Here in the bottom of the first, Jimmy Fairley takes the mound for the Generals. And quickly, the injury report brought to you by the University of Chicago Medicine. We are happy to report it's a clean bill of health, especially now with Ethan Nielsen back behind the plate. And the University of Chicago is proud to be the exclusive medical provider of your Lake County CornDogs. U Chicago Medicine is a leading community of physicians, researchers, and game changers that make a difference in your life. U Chicago Medicine at the forefront. Due up for the CornDogs, Kevin Hall, Gavin Terry, and Hayden Matalich. 1, 2, 3 hitters for the day. And Josh, I'll tell you what, this Griffith team, we mentioned how, last place in terms of standing, but they've struggled on the mound pretty significantly so far this season.
Yeah, I mean, that's really where you see where they've struggled the most. You look at some of their offensive stats, and they have the most stolen bases in the league. They don't have the worst average in the league per se, but where they struggle particularly is when it comes to pitching. Their ERA last in the league at 7.55. There is not a guy on this team that has an ERA below 4. It's just been a very trying year on the mound for them.
Hall takes that one just on the outside for strike one. It's a good first pitch for Fairley there. Borderline, but he got it to go his way. 0-1 count now to Hall. Hall, just that really reliable leadoff hitter who rockets one foul down the first baseline.
Reliable leadoff hitter who leads the league in batting average coming into today. He's just one of those guys. It's just, you mentioned it, reliable. He's exactly what you want out of a guy that's hitting leadoff. You want a guy that's going to be able to hit for average, want a guy that's going to be able to steal some bases.
Hall takes that one low and away for ball one.
He's kind of that traditional leadoff hitter.
Yes.
That very traditional baseball leadoff hitter. Even in a day and age of baseball where, power is so much more valued, I guess you should say.
Hall chops this one over towards short, fielded by Landcrone, and the throw over is not in time. Kevin Hall starting the day off with a flash of light. Safe at first. I mean, can you name many other players in the Northern League who are beating that throw?
That's a really tough play to beat out, honestly. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a little bit surprised Jordan Landcrone, you probably should, that was a ground ball that was right on the ground. It wasn't really bouncing. So I'm a little bit surprised that he waited on it. If I was him in that situation, I would have tried to charge that ball and tried to field it and then try to make and set up your throw that way and save yourself a little bit of time. I think the fact that he waited on the ball, I think, is probably what made the difference on that play.
Up now is Terry, who takes one on the outside for strike one.
Not taking anything away from Kevin Hall in any way. I think he's, it's one of those moments where I think it's about awareness of who you're going up against. Kevin Hall is the type of guy you would have to do that against just because of how fast he is.
0-1 for Terry. Instead, they'll check over on Hall. That play was almost there, but Hall able to slide in safely. And yeah, Hall on the base path so far, he's up there on that leaderboard of stolen bases in the Northern League.
Yeah, he has 12 on the year. That's second in the league.
0-1 for Terry. Check over on Hall once again. That ball gets away from him. Fies tries to throw over to second, and Hall's in there safely. Thinks about going for third on that, but he wisely holds up there. And just like that, Hall is safely over at second in scoring position. I mean, it's that easy.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just, it's just one of those plays where, when you have yourself in the mind of a pitcher, that's what you get, is you get a play like that where Kevin Hall is able to advance a second on a throwing error.
Still 0-1 to Terry. Seen one pitch in this at-bat. He takes that one for strike two. Gavin Terry hasn't played a game for the CornDogs in just a little bit of time and hasn't seen as many at-bats as some of the other guys on the roster so far this season, but still just as valuable as he always is to the CornDogs. He lightly taps this one foul straight behind him.
Yeah, Gavin Terry, who was a guy that was on the team pretty consistently last year, haven't seen him as much quite this year. But, having him back, and I think just, having the ability, if you're Gavin Terry, to just, continue to build that resume that you've built at a place like Crown Point, that's always important to do. And he has another opportunity tonight.
Terry fouls this one off. And yeah, the CornDogs, when they play the Generals, just kind of have a tendency to grab a lead early and then really hold on to it. And now, you've got no outs here, runner in scoring position, and Hayden Matalich, a former Northern League Player of the Week coming up. They're looking to potentially do it really early on. Terry takes that one inside. That ball had a good amount of movement on it. Came all the way in on Terry.
Good amount of movement on it. And not only do you have a Northern League Player of the Week, former Northern League Player of the Week, I should say, on deck, you have a former All-Northern League team alum in Gavin Terry, who was on the All-Northern League team last year.
Yes, Terry lifts this one into left. Hall trips up just a bit, getting over to third, but he's in there safely. And 2 straight singles to start off this day for the CornDogs.
That's an ideal start if you're the CornDogs to be able to do that. And Kevin Hall able to advance to third on that. That's really tough when you have a line drive that way. You have to be careful because if you can charge it and it hangs up just long enough, you could be thrown out easily. I'd count that as pretty smart base running by Kevin Hall. I would say keeps the line moving, runners at the corners, and you have an RBI chance with the Northern League's leader in RBIs. He's tied with a couple of other guys, is up currently.
Matalich runners on the corners here. Takes one inside there, had to dodge it just a little bit. Yeah, an interesting point, Josh. Matalich was 16 RBIs on the season, and I believe you were saying earlier today the Generals, their highest is just 8 by a single player.
Gives you an idea how diametrically opposed these two teams' seasons has been.
Terry takes off for second, and there is not going to be a throw. So there's a stolen base for Gavin Terry. Runners on second and third now for the CornDogs.
That was a really great decision there by Gavin Terry.
Oh, yeah.
That was great. That was a great job because he understood the fact that you have the runner at third and Kevin Hall who could easily come home on an errant throw. So I think that was the perfect time to go if you're Gavin Terry and you get yourself a stolen base out of it.
The 1-1 does catch just outside for strike 2. Terry had a 2-strike count today and was able to get that one over into left. CornDogs had some great 2-strike hitting earlier in this past weekend. The 1-2's well outside, 2-2 now to Matalich. There was that stretch of 7 CornDogs hitters to reach earlier this weekend on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Well, a lot of those instances came with 2 strikes up on the board.
Yeah, 2 strikes, a lot of walks, some hit by pitches. It wasn't all just base hits. It was just finding a way on base. That's something this CornDogs team does really well.
Matalich fouls this one away. Matalich, a guy who's had plenty of long battles at the plate so far this season.
He does that. I mean, and that's part of the reason he has 16 RBIs is because he's able to see a lot of pitches. And, sometimes you just wear a pitcher down to the point where he just has to throw a get-me-over fastball sometimes just to see if he can see if he can force you to put the ball in play.
Matalich pops this one straight up. Coming in to grab it is Hensley. And he grabs the out there. First out of the day for the CornDogs. Pop up to the third baseman. And, unfortunately for the Generals, that one's about as good as a strikeout there on Matalich. But Matalich, you're able to make contact there. You see he hung one right over the plate for you, so next time you can adjust for it and go from there.
Just popped it up, and sometimes that happens. You get under a ball, and it doesn't go where you want it to go. But now you bring up Danny Poplava, and the best part is with nobody out then, now there's only 1 out. You still have 2 opportunities to drive those 2 runners home.
Poplava swings through that one. Looked like a similar pitch that was just thrown to Matalich. And we saw Matalich exchange just a quick few words to Poplava as he was headed away to the dugout. You wonder if he was, seeing something off the throws of Farley. Poplava sends this one over towards third. Charging to make the play, and he'll get it is Hensler. But Kevin Hall, what's new? Crosses home to make this a 1-0 ball game. If you need someone to cross home plate for you and in a CornDog uniform, it's probably going to be Kevin Hall.
Absolutely. That's just something he does really well is he just finds ways to score. And, again, good base hit, some solid base running, and the CornDogs able to manufacture a run here in this first inning.
Shane Jones takes the first pitch in for a strike. Jones led the league in batting average for quite some time. And he's still up there, up on that leaderboard.
I believe he's still, I think, could be second on that leaderboard, as a matter of fact.
That one's in there for strike 2. He's got a runner on third in Gavin Terry.
Yeah, sitting at 353 this season. One thing to note, Shane Jones only 2 RBIs behind Matulich and Stevanovic for tops in the Northern League in RBIs.
Called strike 3 there. Jones watched it go past, but not before the CornDogs grabbed a run here in the bottom of the first. We'll head to the top of the second. 1-0 ball game. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to CornDogs Baseball on the CornDogs Broadcasting Network.
Life takes you places, and you can't get to the store? Shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Headquartered in Maryville, Indiana, Centier Bank continues to play a pivotal role in every community we serve. Beginning with a single location in 1895 to serving 13 counties across Indiana, Centier Bank has championed a workplace of community building, philanthropy, and financial education to enrich the lives of individuals and businesses in the communities we serve. Our promise for a better tomorrow for generations to come is what sets Centier apart. Centier Bank, Indiana's largest private family-owned bank.
Welcome back in. Top of the second. 1-0. CornDogs on top of the Griffith Generals. The Great Lakes Sports Hub is the official training facility of the Lake County CornDogs. They are not just another dome. Excuse me. Back on the mound for the CornDogs here. Harrison Dubois facing off against Dylan Mayer. Takes one, and that's a great pitch to start things off by Dubois.
And Dubois, as I mentioned last inning, is pitching probably with a very unique mentality.
So that one's down low for ball 1.
Because, you don't normally see it in this league, but the CornDogs, as we mentioned, this team has 20 players here today. Ton of guys available, ton of guys that can come in off the bench at any moment. Most notably, a ton of pitchers. So he's probably not being asked here to go 7-8 innings tonight.
Imlock fields that one off a hop there to retire Mayer. So 4 in a row now for Dubois. He started off this game pretty perfect.
He has. He has been perfect. He's retired the first 4 Generals in a row.
Knocking on wood there just to make sure.
Absolutely. And, Dubois has been a very solid pitcher for the CornDogs in his few appearances. He does have a win. He's 1-0. Only pitched 5 2/3 innings, but only given up 2 hits in those appearances.
There's a big swing and miss from Vorwald.
But his first time starting, and again, like we're saying, we're probably thinking he's more of an opener tonight than he is a traditional starter.
That one just a little bit low on the inside corner. Yeah, Dubois was able to work his way up from, that reliever role. And he's earned himself here. Another one sent towards Imlock at second. Routine play, and he grabs the out. Second straight 4-3 put out there.
We haven't seen really any hard contact tonight from this Generals team.
No.
Like, it's been a lot of very weak ground balls. Not a whole lot of stuff that Dubois has given up that you feel really overly concerned about. The pitch count's maybe a little higher than you want it to be. He's thrown 27 pitches, but that's still not terrible. That's still definitely within the ballpark of thinking he could go a pretty decent amount into this game if Heisman wants him to.
Landcrone takes one for strike 1 there.
But again, we just haven't seen a whole lot of hard contact. I don't know if we've seen a ball put in the air yet that's been in play.
Altabelli flew out to center in the first at-bat of the game, as here's one that's chopped into right. It'll fall in no man's land between Imlock and Matulich there. So as you're saying that, Josh, there's a blooper single for Landcrone.
But again, that wasn't hard contact. If you're Dubois, you're sitting here like, really? Like, I give up this little flare, this weakly hit in on the hands, and that's a base hit. Are you serious? Like, that has to make you cringe a little bit if you're a pitcher. But regardless, I think that you feel pretty confident right now up against this lineup.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that ball was completely sliced underneath. It had just a really slow trajectory on it. That one's in for strike one on Joey Cara, his first at-bat of the day. So Dubois started off the game retiring 5 straight generals. He's got a runner on first now. Runner goes, but a foul ball here.
Saw Lancrone trying to steal second base. This is a Generals team that loves to run. They lead the league in stolen bases with 75 on the year. They love to steal bags. They love to be aggressive on the base paths. And, when you're an offense that's struggling, if you can find a way to manufacture a run that way, that can help you.
0-2 here. 2 outs up on the board. Dubois. Called strike 3. He got him. That'll end things here. Generals leave one stranded. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Still a 1-0 ball game. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Corn Dogs Baseball on the Corn Dogs Broadcasting Network.
With a rich history of family ownership and a workforce that's committed to putting people first, Centier Bank fosters a workplace of community building, philanthropy, and financial education. A long-lasting legacy of family ownership dedicated to generations of clients is what sets Centier apart. Trust the integrity, experience, and personal service of Centier, Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. For more information, go to Centier.com.
Whoa, sweet child of mine. Whoa, sweet love of mine. She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories, where everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky. Whoa, sweet child of mine. Whoa, sweet love of mine.
Bottom of the second, 1-0 ball game. Lake County CornDogs on top of the Griffith Generals. Scott Hansen up to bat, batting in the 6th spot for the CornDogs. CornDogs were able to grab 1 in the bottom of the first. First pitch into Hansen is sent down the third baseline into the glove of Hensler. And Scott Hansen just barely can't leg it out there. 5-3 put out to start things off.
I mean, Scott Hansen being very aggressive. Why not? When you have a guy that's thrown a lot of pitches in that first inning, you feel like you have a good idea what this guy's going to throw. Why not be a little aggressive there? Not a bad move there by Hansen. It was a hard hit ball. It's just that, part of baseball, sometimes you have to accept the fact that sometimes you're going to hit a ball hard and it's not going to go the way you want it to go.
That brings up Matt Santana here, recent addition to this CornDogs roster. Fairley still on the mound for the Vikings here. Santana takes that first pitch in.
We have a Legacy Field delicacy that's coming to the booth.
Yeah, you got to go down and try out the chili cheese corn dogs here available at Legacy Fields. 0-1 to Santana. He takes one down low. 1-1. And, it's interesting for the CornDogs to be in this spot, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for them, to be able to have Scott Hansen, Matt Santana, and Ethan Imlach, all 3 of which are great bats for the CornDogs for each of their own reasons. Santana takes one outside, 2-1 here with 1 out. I mean, Matt Santana unofficially leading the team in batting average. It does not qualify at a .385 because he's had significantly less at-bats than everyone else. 2-1. Outside, just barely 3-1 to Santana.
Well, not only has he been a contributor there, he's also been a really good contributor on defense as well. He's DHing tonight, but he's been a very good contributor on defense when he's caught as well.
The 3-1 is in there, and Santana just wanted to watch that there. It's a full count.
Kind of a delayed call there from the umpire. I think Santana thought, maybe I'll get away with this one here. Nope, not getting away with that.
Payoff to Santana. Didn't have to think too hard about that one. Curved out. And Santana's over at first
That's a very peculiar pitch to throw on a 3-2 count.
Well, you wonder if he just lost it a little bit there.
Yeah, if he did. Even then, throwing a curveball away, you'd think you'd want to throw a pitch that's a bit close, or at least throw a pitch you have more control over to get to the corner.
That brings up Ethan Imlach, and, we mentioned that the 6, 7, and 8 spot for the CornDogs here is a great, spot to be in for this team, especially this low in your batting order, as that one is fouled away straight back. But Ethan Imlach, since his return to the CornDogs, has been a really solid bat. He's making great contact, and he's great on the base paths. And not to mention, same thing with Santana, great over at second base for the CornDogs.
Yeah, and we've talked with Justin Heisman about Imlach a little bit, and he's mentioned how, he hasn't said this to us specifically, but what he's insinuated is it's a lot of the stuff that you don't see on the stat sheet.
Definitely.
You mentioned how he hits a lot of balls hard. You look at his average and you might think, oh, man, he's not had a particularly great season. Well, he's been able to hit the ball really hard, and if you keep hitting the ball hard, you're going to find gaps eventually.
Imlach takes that one in for strike 2. 1-2 here to Imlach, and up after Imlach, Ethan Nielsen, so 2 Ethans in a row. It can be a little confusing for the team. Plenty of guys with the same first names out there, and plenty of guys with the same first name up here in the booth.
We have 3 Joshes here in Crown Point, so...
The 1-2 is fouled down the first baseline.
No, I've told you how many times that I've had that I sat in my dining hall in college and heard my name and it wasn't me.
Yes, we've got 3, and it just can be really hard to deal with, especially when we got Josh Burnett and Josh Bell, so we can't even go to Josh B.
Here's what we need to do. We need to ask Justin Heisman, do these guys have nicknames?
Imlach lines this one into left. Coming in to grab it is Cara. Looked like it could have been a ball that dropped there, but instead, second out of this inning. Santana still over at first for the CornDogs. And the 9-hitter now up, Ethan Nielsen.
Ethan Nielsen, a guy, again, the CornDogs realistically have about 3 catchers that can go out there every day and can do a good job. Ethan Nielsen, Rocco Stevanovic, and Matt Santana, too. Matt Santana standing on first base right now and DHing. But those are 3 guys that can contribute on a daily basis.
Nielsen takes that one in for a ball. Yeah, typically we're seeing a decent amount of CornDogs catchers fill that DH spot so far this season, especially before the appearance of Doug Loden to the team, who can be in that spot for the CornDogs from time to time. The 1-0 is chopped over towards second, and Ross will make the throw over. So a 4-3 putout ends this one. CornDogs leave 1 stranded in Santana. We'll head to the top of the third. Still a 1-0 ball game. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to CornDogs Baseball on the CornDogs Broadcasting Network. Top of the third, CornDogs maintain a 1-0 lead over the Griffith Generals. Nick Fies up to bat for Griffith. Purdue Federal Credit Union is proud to be a part of the Crown Point communities. That one's in for a strike. And support organizations like the CornDogs. At Purdue Federal, we take pride in being your financial partner through all of life's big events. You can visit us just down the road at 113th and Broadway. That one fouled straight back. Quick 0-2 count for Fies here. We're always online at PurdueFed.com. Purdue Federal Credit Union, your trusted financial partner for life. 0-2 for Fies here. Dubois has been working pretty quickly today, and there's strike 3. Big swing and miss for Fies there. That's Harrison Dubois' second of the day.
My goodness, he's just picking him up and mowing him down. I mean, Harrison Dubois, we've mentioned how good this CornDogs bullpen has been, and this is a guy that's normally been a bullpen arm for the CornDogs this year. I mean, he has been outstanding here in this first few innings.
Brings up Mark Ross, last Griffith General, who has yet to have an at-bat today. He sends this one straight back. Might hear it on the press box. No. Yes. Yes.
Right there.
There it is. Had to wait just a little bit for it.
I'm just waiting for the day when a ball falls through the roof. That would be that'll be a rough day.
Yeah, that's
hope
disastrous.
That doesn't happen.
The 0-1 fouled straight back, so already another 0-2 count for Dubois here. He's wasting no time. Only seen one general reach base today, and that was Landcrone on that bloop single. Otherwise, Dubois has been perfect. Called strike 3. 3 in a row for Dubois. And he's red hot with another corn dog K right there.
You know, we see a corn dog warming up in the bullpen down there. That looks like, I want to make sure I'm right on this, that looks like Austin Pizer down there in the bullpen. Or no, that's Zaragoza, David Zaragoza. I don't know if Dubois would want to come out of the game right now. This guy is in a groove.
Back up to Nick Altabelli. Started off this game with an over double-digit at-bat in terms of pitches. That one's just a little low, 1-0. It's the first ball we've seen Dubois throw in a little bit.
Would you believe me if I said that almost a quarter of the pitches Dubois has thrown tonight were to Nick Altabelli in that first at-bat?
That's incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
other than that, you've just seen ground out, strikeout, strikeout. There's strike 1. Almost turned himself around on that one.
They just can't figure him out.
No.
They just can't.
Really can't. 1-1. That one just a little low. And yeah, Dubois so far this season, 7 strikeouts coming into this game with versus 3 walks. So, you know, he's able to garner those strikeouts. The 2-1 sent straight back. This one also might be in the press box. And it's down near the concourse, in front of where everyone is. A free popsicle just waiting there for anyone to pick up and grab, turn it into the concession stand, and grab that free popsicle.
That's what I need to wash down this chili cheese corn dog I just had. That we both enjoyed in the break.
Got to get to Legacy Fields and try out the food here.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
absolutely
That was
spectacular.
delicious.
I mean, you know, corn dogs are the type of things. Here's a 2-2. Ooh, I almost thought that one was going to be strike 3 there, by the way.
The entire corn dog
Yeah.
infield felt the same.
Yeah. You know, I'll admit, I think that one probably was outside, but from the reaction by the home plate ump, I thought that was it. Payoff. This one lifted, and it'll go out of play just barely. So we'll see 3-2 once again.
This means that Dubois has seen almost 20 pitches, or I should say Altabelli has seen almost 20 pitches from Dubois in this game, which is almost half of the amount of pitches that Dubois has thrown. He's thrown 43.
Another one fouled off. Goodness. And, yeah, I mean, Altabelli up there, I believe, tied for third on the Generals in terms of walks. So, I mean, this is just not a guy who you're going to see strike out too often. He doesn't want to. And he's just going to sit up there and fight as much as he can. This is a haphazard swing once again, just barely landing in the kids' area out there. Some kids enjoying a game of catch, maybe come away with that one. I always think, you know, in situations like that with the foul balls, I think to the Savannah Bananas, where if fans catch a foul ball, it's considered an out. 3-2. Another one. This one's going out.
I mean, there was a time when fans weren't even allowed to keep foul balls.
Yeah.
There was a time.
Had to throw it back. They would play with those, those pieces of leather until you could barely even tell it was a ball anymore.
Oh, yeah. You're right about that. We're looking at the 10th pitch of the at-bats. So that means 2 double-digit at-bats that Nick Altabelli has participated in thus far in this game.
3-2. Just high. And Altabelli, after that long battle, able to grab himself a walk there.
That will be the first free pass of the night issued by Dubois.
Brings up Max Hensler once again. He hit into a 6-3 putout earlier. Dubois was able to grab 4 straight groundouts, and really soft groundouts between the first and the second inning. And he'd love to grab one here. This one lifted, coming in to grab it is Matalich, and that'll get down. So heading over to third is Altabelli. Another blooper single for the Generals here. And, if it works, it works.
If it works, right. Again. Oh. But just found.
Zach. Over at in a great day so far. And get out this one. Guys available. Chat bat here. That one just a little high for Orzek. Generals that hit into a ground out.
All do needs here. Fly out, pop out, foul out, strike out.
Line out. There's just barely caught a piece of it as Orzek.
I was about to say, I knew I missed one. I knew I missed something.
Decent amount of guys, hit for the cycle throughout the, history of the MLB. Maybe not a decent amount, a very slim amount. But, there are guys who have done it. How many guys have gotten the out cycle?
I don't know if that's possible.
1-1, just a bit high, 2-1.
I guess if we want to get really granular and think like every single possible out outcome in baseball, I guess no, but I think, you think about it, like a guy that's flown out, struck out, ground.
Yeah, it only takes 4 at bats there.
I feel like
it's doable.
I feel like that's about as hard to do as a regular cycle.
Yeah.
Although it's not an honor that people find particularly fascinating.
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake.
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
top of the quarter. Kevin leads here in the top of the third. 1-0 lead. And Dubois was get out situation. That one, 4 strike one. Go pass. Big side of it there.
Take it all.
That one's in. This we spy quality siren. Do it.com to learn. Into center, going to make play. Whole speed away to the warning track. Looking it in is Hall. Lead-off triple there for Hall, and I mean, this is the type of guy who's going to make you pay if you make mistakes like that in the outfield.
Yeah, that was probably a little bit overly aggressive by Altobelli. I don't know if you had to dive for that, maybe just circle off your route and try to cut it off, or at the very least find a way to knock it down. But still, Kevin Hall, a great piece of hitting, putting the ball into the gap and able to put it. It's all about putting the ball in a place where it makes it tough for the outfielder, and that's exactly what he did. Kevin Hall made his own luck in that situation with a great piece of hitting.
Terry takes that one outside, ball one.
You know, we always talk a lot of times about sometimes when players make plays like that in the situations by putting no reason why I can, and he's seeing the ball really, really well, as evidenced by that swing. He's got plenty of space in that outfield to work with.
1-2. Just low. Stone cold take from Terry there.
And that's a tough take, especially when you have an umpire that at times has given pitchers that low part of the zone at times. Favored the pitchers a little bit on some of those tonight.
Terry launches this one past the glove of Fies. Kevin Hall scores for the second time today, and Terry remains perfect with another single.
Get him on? Well, he got on, he got himself over, and then you get him in that way. So you got him on and you got him in, I guess. You cut out the get him over part. He did that himself. But a great job there by Gavin Terry. I believe that could be his first RBI on the season, I believe. I'd have to check to make totally sure.
Regardless, it's a 2-0 ball game.
He has 10. He has 10 on the year in 9 games. Wow, that's news to me. So that's his 11th on the year.
Takes that one down low for ball one. It's a 2-0 ball game here. CornDogs have furthered their lead on the Griffith Generals. No outs, runner on first in Terry. He already grabbed a stolen base today. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw him try again here.
I'll qualify my Terry statement. It's his first RBI in a while.
There you go. That one's low once again for Matulich, 2-0. Matulich in his last at-bat popped one up over towards Hensler at third, and it was a ball that kind of came in and hung up a little bit more than Fairley probably wanted it to, and Matulich was just inches away from really punishing him on that. And Matulich is a guy who can definitely do that. In a previous game against the Indiana Panthers where Matulich had a walk-off solo shot, he basically said it was a changeup that the Panthers just hung over the plate a little bit too much, and he made him pay for it. The 2-0 misses. It's a little bit low there for Matulich. He takes it, and a good job there. It missed low once again. And you said it, Josh, some of those pitches we've seen being called early. Side. Second, no outs, and that brings up Danny Papla.
time. I think you have to view this as an opportunity if you're the corner to really put this game open. Getting to do it in.
Quick mound here. But I don't see any. General's bullpen, so most likely this is just going to be some. You maybe get the nerves down, give him a break from the action just for a second.
But maybe just
contact. The inning there. Would top inning.
Foul to the left side. It is 0-1. Bryce Vorwald is up, grounded out in the second inning. No balls and one strike. Here's the pitch. One away. Jordan Landcrone on deck. Bryce Vorwald is into bat. 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, we apologize. We're trying to deal with some technical issues on our stream. That pitch is high for a ball. It's now 2-1.
I believe we should be relatively good now.
2 balls and a strike with 1 away. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on a fastball there, 2-2. Taking a look at this Generals lineup, the first 5 were retired in a row. And not really any hard-hit balls here in this game tonight by the Generals really at all. 2-2. Popped up foul to the right side, now to play. Still 2-2. Getting a look at Vorwald and what he has done on the year to this point. This is his 16th game with the Generals this season. That is second on the team, only to Max Waskowitz and Aaron Orzek, as that pitch is skied out to left field. Drifting over is Hansen, and that's out number 2.
Zaragoza typically seeing, some starts for the CornDogs throughout this season. Now today, you're really just coming in and helping out your team as any way you can. As a pitcher, you are definitely going to see a couple different spots throughout the season. And right now, Zaragoza is making the most of the moment and working pretty good.
Jordan Landcrone up to bat now. That pitch misses for a ball. It's 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes here with 2 down. The pitch. In there for a strike. It's 1-1. Joey Cara is on deck. Nick Fye's in the hole here. For David Zaragoza, who on the season for the CornDogs this season. That pitch misses for a ball. It's now 2-1. Zaragoza with a record of 1-1 on the season. His ERA is 10.03. Not a particularly great start to the year for him, but he's done pretty well at this point. 2 balls and 1 strike now on Landcrone. Ground ball to the left side, bouncing ball fielded on 2 hops by Hall, whips it to first, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 inning for the Generals. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's the CornDogs 5 and the Generals nothing. We're back after this on the Lake County CornDogs Broadcasting Network.
Life takes you places, and you can't get to the store? Shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Headquartered in Maryville, Indiana, Centier Bank continues to play a pivotal role in every community we serve. Beginning with a single location in 1895 to serving 13 counties across Indiana, Centier Bank has championed a workplace of community building, philanthropy, and financial education to enrich the lives of individuals and businesses in the communities we serve. Our promise for a better tomorrow for generations to come is what sets Centier apart. Centier Bank, Indiana's largest private family-owned bank.
Welcome back to Legacy Fields here in Crown Point. Bottom of the 4th inning upcoming here in Lake County. CornDogs 5, Generals nothing. Kuziak Construction, a proud partner of the Lake County CornDogs, is your complete home improvement expert. From home remodeling, repairs, and roofing, we do it right. Contact us today at 219-923-3007. First pitch to Ethan Imlock is fouled away. It's now 0-1. 0-1 here with nobody out. The CornDogs put up 4 in the bottom of the 3rd inning to make it 5-0. Apologize. This is Ethan Nielsen up to bat after Imlock finished the 3rd inning with an out. No balls and 2 strikes on him here quickly. Jimmy Fairley out there once again. This is his 4th inning of work, the 0-2. And he skies that one into right field. That falls in for a base hit just in front of Bryce Vorwald. And the CornDogs with the leadoff base runner for the 3rd time in 4 innings.
Kevin Hall now already up to his 3rd at-bat of the day. That tells you how well this CornDogs team has been playing so far today. 6 hits as opposed to 2 for the Generals. It's a 5-0 ball game.
Kevin Hall, who has scored 2 runs thus far tonight. He scored in the 1st inning. He singled, then advanced to second on a throwing error, and then would later score. And then in the 3rd inning, he tripled and later came around to score in that inning as well. Pitched him, fouled away. No balls and 1 strike here on Kevin Hall. Gavin Terry is on deck. Discover your rhythm at Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana. With over 1,700 slots and 80 table games, the party never stops with free live music every Friday and Saturday night. Just off Exit 6, I-80, 94. The 0-1 to Hall is fouled away, and it's quickly 0-2. Ethan Nielsen standing on first base. The CornDogs already sitting at their 3rd time through the order this evening. After getting through the order pretty quickly the first 2 times. 0-2. Line drive into right field. That falls in for a base hit. To second goes Nielsen. And Kevin Hall reaches on a single. His 3rd hit of the day. He's 3 for 3. That brings up Gavin Terry with 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah, Hall, perfect start to the day. Terry, a perfect start to the day. I mean, the CornDogs just dealing right now.
That's pretty safe to say. Gavin Terry, I guess now is an more appropriate time than any. One of the biggest pieces of the CornDogs last year to take a look at this day in CornDogs history as Terry lets that one go past him. It's 0-1. On this day in 2022, just 1 year ago, only 1 year of CornDogs history to look back on, the Lake County CornDogs defeated the Indiana Panthers, then known as the Crestwood Panthers, 10-4 at Marion Catholic High School. The 0-1 to Terry. in there for a strike. It's 0-2. The CornDogs fell behind by the score of 4-2 heading into the 7th inning, but in the 7th inning, the CornDogs exploded for 6 runs to take home the win, 10-4 over the Crestwood Panthers. Doug Loden, who's here tonight, went 3 for 4, had 3 RBIs. That pitch is in the dirt for a ball. It's 1-2. Gavin Terry went 1 for 2. He had an RBI, scored a couple of runs. Doug Loden had a home run in the game. Hayden Matalich also had a pretty good day, went 2 for 3, had an RBI. Tyler Schultz had a couple of hits as well in that game. Danny Poplava had a hit. 1 ball and 2 strikes now in Gavin Terry. The pitch, swing and fouled back. Still 1-2. Dylan Matuzak also finished off the game with a scoreless 9th inning as well.
Yeah, he's still, acted in that closer role for the CornDogs, and he was so effective in. Now we see him taking on the full-time starter role for the CornDogs.
Yep, you're right about that. 1-2 pitch to Terry, misses for a ball, 2-2. Another interesting note about that game, the CornDogs drew 10 walks in that one. 10 walks against 4 strikeouts for the CornDogs in that one. A big win over the Indiana Panthers as the CornDogs, I believe you said it started a 5-game winning streak as time is called.
Yeah, and another thing to note, Josh, both you and I were also on the call for that game.
You're right. I was with the Panthers at the time, so I don't remember it as fondly as you do. Yeah, you and I were there with Andrew Mild. I believe it was our first broadcast together, if I remember right.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, it was at Marian Catholic High School in Chicago Heights, Illinois. 2 balls and 2 strikes now on Gavin Terry. The CornDogs only played 2 games at that facility last year. They won both of them, the 2-2. And strike 3 called on the outside corner. I'm going to repeat what the Mariners broadcaster said last night. Strike 3 if you say so.
Yeah, I think 2 of those pitches to Terry there were a little questionable, pretty far outside. But you can't change what the home plate ump calls there.
By the way, Jake Tomets commenting on our live saying, "Go Dogs." Go Dogs indeed, up 5-0. That pitch in there for a strike. Its own one here to Hayden Matalich, as we mentioned, had an RBI in that game that we were talking about a year ago today against the Crestwood Panthers. No balls and 1 strike here on Matalich. Northern League's RBI leader, the 0-1 pitch, is high for a ball, 1-1. He could take over that spot with a base hit here. 1-1 with 1 away as the CornDogs finish off what was supposed to be a 4-game homestand, turned into a 3-game homestand after the postponement of Sunday afternoon's game, the 1-1. It's outside for a ball, 2-1.
And Horzak doing his best to frame that one, but I don't think you're going to have much luck with that.
It's hard to frame a pitch that's in the left-handed batter's box. It's kind of hard to do that. 2-1 on Matalich with 1 away and 2 on. The pitch, fairly thought about going back to second. Ethan Nielsen standing at second. Kevin Hall standing at first. Danny Poplava is on deck for the CornDogs. Two balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Matalich. Check swing. They say it just missed. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, that's about as close as that ball can get to being a strike without being a strike, and about as close as Matalich for that being a swing without it being a swing.
3 balls and 1 strike with 1 away. The pitch to Matalich. Outside, ball 4. So they're loaded again for the 2nd inning in a row. Nielsen to third, Hall to second, Matalich to first, and now Danny Poplava with quite the opportunity with the bases loaded and only 1 away.
Yeah, and this time Matt Santana isn't going to have to, potentially have that chance to grab these RBIs. Someone else is going to have to do it in Poplava or Shane Jones here.
Danny Poplava, a guy with home run power. The pitch, he skies that one to right field. Curling foul and up against the fence. Forwald made a valiant effort into the fence, but he was unable to make a play there.
That's a sigh of relief for Poplava there.
That is a sigh of relief. That's not what you want to see in that instance. Danny Poplava has yet to hit a home run this season, according to the statistics here. Now would be a great time for it, I would say. What about a big fly in the smog-filled sky to make it a 9-0 ball game? That'd be great, with a pink bat to go along with it.
That'd be the first grand slam in CornDogs history.
The 0-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball to right field, foul and out of play. There's no grand slams in CornDogs history. You're right. Haven't seen one yet. We keep teasing it.
Yes.
We keep teasing it, but it never comes up. Matalich at first. Hall at second, Nielsen at third. The 0-2 to Poplava. That gets away from Orzek. Nielsen coming home from third, and he's going to step on the plate to score the 6th run of the day. That's going to be either a wild pitch or a pass ball. I'd probably go wild pitch on that one.
Yeah, it'll go down as a wild pitch.
Absolutely. Everyone else moves up 90 feet, and it's a 6-0 ball game. Well, the Grand Slam's going to have to wait, but for good reason. So Poplava still with an RBI opportunity. Matalich at second, Hall over at third. You would think with a guy the speed of Hall at third, any ball in play has the potential to score a run. The 1-2 misses for a ball. It's 2-2.
Poplava working his way back now. We've seen 2 in a row now from Fairley that he's really lost them. So we'll see what Poplava decides to go with here.
2-2 with one away. The pitch. Swinging a high fly ball into shallow right field. In is Vorwald, out is Ross. Vorwald dives and makes the catch. And Hall is going to score from home. The ball fell out behind Vorwald, but they're going to say that the ball fell out on the transfer. And Hall scores. It's going to go down officially as a sacrifice fly for Danny Poplava. And it's 7-0. The ball did fall out kind of late. We saw the dive for Vorwald, and then I saw the ball come out behind him. But they're going to say it fell either maybe on the transfer or something along those lines. So with 2 away, that brings up Shane Jones with Matalich at second. Swing and a miss. It's quickly, or actually it's fouled back. Ball kind of popped out from in front of the umpire a little late there. It's now 0-1 on Jones. CornDogs up by a touchdown here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Not quite football season yet, but we're getting there.
Feels like football season outside.
It does. You're not wrong. Temperature's in the 60s at the moment. 0-1 pitch. Outside for a ball. It's now 1-1 here on Shane Jones. We're on Region Sports Network tonight. Region Sports has been counting down the days to football season. I've seen that on their social media page. I believe we're 52 days away from high school football in Northwest Indiana starting up. The 1-1 pitch, that's high for a ball. It's 2-1.
I'll tell you what, a lot of these at-bats for Fairley, even the ones where he's able to get the count up to 2 strikes early, just hasn't really felt like he's been able to get any easy outs today.
No, he hasn't, and it just feels like, as here's the 2-1 pitch, that one right down the middle, it's 2-2. It just feels like every single time that Fairley goes up against somebody, it just feels like he has to work to get everything. I mean, he's up to 94 pitches already, and we're in the 4th inning. 2-2 pitch to Jones, runner goes, and that's fouled off to the right. Still 2-2. Matalich tried to steal there. 2-2 with 2 down. Scott Hansen is on deck should Shane Jones find a way to reach. But you're right about that. Fairley has had a really hard time just finding easy outs. And again, that just goes back to this Generals pitching staff, which in general, no pun intended, has just struggled. 2-2 pitch. High for a ball, 3-2. And again, if you can't find that put-away pitch with 2 strikes, it just makes your life that much more difficult as a pitcher.
Oh, yeah. And the CornDogs know it. I mean, they're milking these at-bats as about as much as they can here, especially Jones. I mean, already up to a full count now, trying to win this battle.
Here's the payoff pitch, swinging a high fly ball to center field. Out to Belly, scampering in the outfield, makes the head-high catch, and the inning is over. CornDogs bring home 2 to the 5th inning we go at Legacy Fields. It's the Lake County CornDogs up 7-0 on the Griffith Generals. We're back after this. This is the Lake County CornDogs Broadcasting Network.
With a rich history of family ownership and a workforce that's committed to putting people first, Sensier Bank fosters a workplace of community building, philanthropy, and financial education. A long-lasting legacy of family ownership dedicated to generations of clients, is what sets Sentier apart. Trust the integrity, experience, and personal service of Sentier, Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. For more information, go to Sentier.com.
Whoa, sweet child of mine. Whoa, sweet love of mine. She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories, where everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky. Whoa, sweet child of mine. Whoa, sweet love of mine.
Another Hard Rock pitching change greets us as we head to the top of the 5th inning at Legacy Fields. CornDogs up 7-0 on the Griffith Generals. It is Austin Pizer to come in and pitch. Again, we want to give you the line for the previous pitcher. Harrison Dubois finished 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no earned runs, 1 walk and 3 strikeouts before David Zaragoza pitched a perfect inning of relief. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Thus far on the season, we'll get you a look at Austin Pizer's pitching line. This is his 7th appearance in 8 innings. He's given up 2 runs on 6 hits, 1 of those runs earned, 5 walks against 3 strikeouts, a 1.13 ERA. Off Square Brewing, the official brewing partner of the Lake County CornDogs. At Off Square Brewing, we strive to be just that, off square. We think and brew outside the box. Head on over to the Off Square Brewing Garden at tonight's game. You must be 21 and older. The Off Square Brewing Beer Garden, a very popular attraction at Legacy Fields. First pitch is fouled away to Joey Cara, the left fielder. Still a little bit of daylight left, it seems. The lights are up, but haven't taken full effect as of yet. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swinging a sharp line drive down the line. That's going to roll over towards the corner. Rounding first is Cara. He's on his way to second. Matalich pitches at the ball, lasers it in. And standing with a double is Joey Cara.
Yeah, that's one that just doesn't go the CornDogs' way there. And a ball like that, decent chance that you're able to get it to land foul. But on that one, held up just enough.
I call that the first hard-hit ball that the Generals have had today. And Ethan Nielsen's going to go out there to talk to Austin Pizer. That was only the 2nd pitch of the at-bat. It's worth noting that the Generals' offense has struggled generally against the CornDogs this season. Only once have the Generals scored more than 2 runs in a game against the CornDogs. That came on June the 4th when the CornDogs won that game 9-7. But aside from that, the Generals have only scored 3 runs combined in the other 3 ball games against the CornDogs. First pitch is a high pop-up foul, and that's going to go right over our press box. And it's now 0-1 here on Nick Fies, the new batter for the Griffith Generals, one of the Northern League alums on this General roster. His 12th game of the year, he hit 158 on the year coming into this game, the 0-1. In the dirt, that gets away from Nielsen. Down to third goes Cara. The throw is just a little late. So Cara advances there as that ball gets away. Runner at third here, still nobody out. What do you think it is about this matchup that just makes it so tough for the Generals to hit?
I think, honestly, we just see CornDogs play some of their best baseball against them. Like bottom line, even against other teams in the Northern League.
That's a strike, 1-2.
That, haven't necessarily had the most success. Look at the Panthers in second to last place in the Northern League. CornDogs have dropped 2 to them. They just don't always show that they're best baseball.
1-2 pitch. It's a fly ball into left field, and a sliding play made by Hansen there. Made the catch from his knees. Tagging and scoring from third is Cara. And the shutout dreams will have to die for tonight as Joey Cara scores on a sac fly by Nick Fies. And it's 7-1 now.
But just generally against the Generals, the CornDogs have been 100% solid. They're playing their best baseball against them, and when that's the case, this is a team that's almost unbeatable.
So the inning resets as Mark Ross comes up. First pitch to him is high for a ball. It's now 1-0. 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Good crowd on hand tonight here at Legacy Fields, especially for a weeknight. 1-0 pitch is popped up high in the sky. DuBois directing traffic. It's Imlock that comes in and makes the play. And that's out number 2.
Well, that was pretty quick.
That was pretty quick indeed. 2 down for Nick Altabelli.
You wonder if this game goes on and the lights start to come on and don't rely from that sunlight anymore.
That pitch is in the dirt for a ball, 1-0.
If this smog is going to make it hard for the lights to really cast down on the field, could be a bit of a darker game than we're used to here.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that works too. You can't really see it on your, you can somewhat see it as that pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. You can somewhat see it on your stream, but like we can see it here how the smog is reflecting a little bit off of the lights. I am curious as the night progresses, as that pitch is in there for a strike, it's 1-2, if potentially that smog's going to have some effect on it.
Hasn't seemed to so far today.
No, it hasn't yet, but of course when you add that type of light to it, as that pitch is in the dirt for a ball, 2-2, because the way stadium lights are, they're very harsh in the way that the lighting is. You wonder, is that going to play some sort of a role? Plus the skies are also pretty overcast. The sun hasn't really peeked through the smog very much today. That pitch misses outside. It's now 3-2. I did see somewhere that I believe that in the next couple days this will clear out and it will get better as the days progress. This is probably going to be the worst day for it. 3-2. Swung on and popped up foul to the right side. Now to play. Still 3-2 here on Altabelli. Max Hensler is on deck. Full count with 2 down. Generals trying to keep this inning alive. The pitch from Pizer. Ground ball to the left side. Hall fields it. No, gets away from him. Ball took a hop. Hall was unable to field it, and there's a debate in here that it's going to be, oh, no, the official score decides that's a hit. Noel decides it's a base hit. He's official score. So it's a single for Altabelli.
It's a hard hit ball. It's a hard hit ball.
Hard hit ball to kind of a bounce right on the lip of the grass.
And that's really what I'm going with there.
And that's a chopper to the right side. Imlock has to wait on it, fields it at his ankles, flips to first for the out, and the inning is over. Generals are able to bring one home, however, on the sacrifice fly by Nick Fies. Halfway home at Legacy Field. It's the CornDogs up 7-1 on the Griffith Generals, I should say. Man, I'm a little behind. We'll be right back after this on the Lake County CornDogs Broadcasting Network. Welcome back to Legacy Fields here in Crown Point. We have another Hard Rock pitching change to report for you. This time it comes from the Griffith Generals as number 12, Alex White, comes into the game to replace Jimmy Fairley. Get you the pitching line thus far for White. White this season, 5 appearances, 1-0 record, a 10.1 innings pitched, given up 10 runs all earned over 14 hits, 8 walks, 8 strikeouts, an 8.71 ERA. And the final line for Jimmy Fairley, 23 batters faced in 4 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 4 walks, 2 strikeouts. And also had 1 wild pitch to his credit as well. So as White comes into the game for the Griffith Generals, the night is done for Jimmy Fairley. And he is on the hook for the loss as of this moment. Ivy Tech Lake County, proud partner of the Lake County CornDogs, higher education that's built around you, serving all Lake County with locations in Crown Point, East Chicago, and Gary. Visit ivytech.edu/Lake County to sign up today. Athletico Physical Therapy, proud partner of the Lake County CornDogs. We treat you, not just your injury. Visit athletico.com to book your appointment today. Ironworkers Local 395, proud partner of the Lake County CornDogs. Local 395 continues to forge and maintain strong partnerships with owners and contractors based on our commitment to provide excellent craftsmanship through safety, productivity, reliability, and training. I get better and better at that ad read every day.
That's all you can ask for.
That's all you can ask for. Get better and better. Get better and better as an announcer. Get better and better as a baseball player. And Scott Hansen is up for the CornDogs to lead off this 5th inning. Alex White, big leg kick, the first pitch to Hansen, in there for a strike. It's now 0-1. He goes to a pretty big school when it comes to football at the Division III level, Wisconsin Whitewater. Just finished up his freshman year there, Alex White. The 0-1 pitch to Hansen, swing and a miss, it's 0-2. Graduated from Downers Grove North High School in 2022. So just finished up his first season at the Division III level. 0-2 pitch to Scott Hansen. Strike 3 called. Hansen knew it, and that's out number 1.
Yeah, Hansen on that one. Just surprised, I think, really by White there coming in and immediately being able to locate within the strike zone there.
Something you struggle with a little bit this season, as we saw 8 walks against 8 strikeouts coming into today. 1 away. The pitch comes into Matt Santana. That's in there for a strike. It's 0-1 to Santana. 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. Santana with the white batting helmet, the 0-1 pitch. Little check swing that acts like a bunt. Fies comes in on it. It's a race to the bag, and Fies wins the race barely. And Matt Santana falls to his knees out on the grass just beyond the infield. And he is still down on one knee. Was he working his way up? That can be a very dangerous play. Justin Heisman is coming out to look at his player. That's a dangerous play because when you get the 2 guys that are converging on the base just like that, it's a big reason why at the major league level they made the bases bigger this year, is to try to prevent some of those scenarios when you're stepping on each other's feet at that instance. Santana kind of went down to one knee, tried to get up, and now he's sitting down with his left leg extended. Justin Heisman is down there talking to him. Well, what do you think could have happened there, Noel?
Yeah, it could be a couple different things when you're racing like that and just trying to be the first one to place your foot down. You try to get that first step before anyone else. It could be an awkward landing, maybe a rolled ankle, could be something with the knee, maybe someone stepped on someone's foot there, and it's just really hard to tell exactly what it could be, but it's good to see Santana up walking on 2 feet unassisted.
Well, I guess the good thing if you're Matt Santana is because he's DHing tonight, he doesn't have to worry about playing a defensive position, so if he needs to rest that leg, even if it's just for a couple innings, he can do that. Or if Justin Eisman says, let's not risk it, you can pinch it for him pretty easily and not have to worry about messing up with the lineup too much if you're looking for any silver lining.
And the CornDogs have plenty of guys available in the dugout today to step in if Santana needs them to.
They do. Santana walking away under his own power. There is a slight limp to his walk, however. Well, we'll ultimately see what happens to him. We're probably not going to know for a few innings what his exact situation is going to be. It goes down as a 3 unassisted putout for those of you scoring at home, and now it's Ethan Imlock. He's 0 for 2 on the day. The first pitch to him is sky to right field, foul and out of play. As it continues to get a little bit darker here, the haze over the field is starting to become a bit more and more pronounced. I don't know if you notice it, Noel, but you can see this haze. It wasn't really as pronounced earlier when the sun was out. The 0-1 pitch in there for a strike 0-2. But now, I don't know how well you can see it in the camera, but you can really see it here live that there's like, it almost looks like a haunted house to an extent. 0-1 to Imlock, and that's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Imlock goes down swinging. A 1-2-3 inning here for Alex White. And the 5th inning is over here at Legacy Fields. We head to the 6th inning CornDogs 7, Generals 1. We're back after this on the Lake County CornDogs Broadcasting Network.
Did you know?
They decorate over 210,000 cakes a year.
Did you know?
Their butcher will cut your meat your way.
Did you know?
They have trained floral designers in store.
Did you know?
They will make your wedding cake?
Did you know?
They have a variety of deli bakeable entrees.
Did you know?
Their online app has coupons and so much more. Who does that?
Strachan Van Til. Now you know.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
It's the 6th inning, and guess what, folks? We have another Hard Rock pitching change for you. Zach Bierling goes to the mound for the Lake County CornDogs after 1 inning for Austin Pizer. As we mentioned early in the game, we mentioned this could be a big bullpen day with the CornDogs having a lot of players available, and that's exactly what we're getting here today. That and the combination of the game on Sunday getting postponed means that Justin Eisman's doing his best to try to get his guys as many innings as he can get them as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Zach Bierling on the season for the Lake County CornDogs. This is his 8th appearance on the year. He has a 1-1 record, an 11 1/3 innings pitched, an 8.74 ERA, 11 hits, 11 runs, 11 earned runs, 11 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So a lot of 11s on his line to this point this season. Attorney David Gladish represents clients that have cases involving personal injury, wrongful death, auto accidents, medical malpractice, and more. Visit dgladishlaw.com to learn more. International Brotherhood of Electric Workers, IBEW Local 697, is a proud partner of the Lake County CornDogs. As one, we are limited, but as a group, we are strong. Are you searching for a mouth-watering meal, snack, or treat? Check out Sonic Drive-In, which can be found at 896 North Superior Drive in Crown Point. They are a proud sponsor of our Mini CornDogs Kids Club. Their menu boasts of delicious burgers, fries, frozen treats, and their famous corn dogs. Sonic is the perfect place where you can enjoy fresh, tasty food while having fun for your family. Having fun for and with your family.
It's the most important thing in life.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Having fun with your family. I had a really fun day with my family or actually both my families the last 2 days, both my immediate family and my in-laws family, as the first pitch hits Aaron Orzek. Rather inauspicious start to this 6th inning. And that brings up Dylan Meyer. So, Zach Bierling, he's been a guy that, had an up and down year to this point for the CornDogs. But what do you think it is for Bierling that makes him so good when he's on?
Well, I'll tell you what, when he really gets on top of that breaking ball that he has, it is unhittable.
First pitch in there for a strike. It's quickly 0-1 now to Dylan Meyer.
And that wasn't it right there, but it comes at you basically straight at your head. So a lot of the guys, they duck out of the way.
He whipped that one over to first. Pickoff move is late. Looking at Zach Bierling, his season. Did pitch for the CornDogs last season. Didn't pitch a whole ton. Pitched in so there's 2 Bierlings on here. That pitch is fouled off. It's quickly 0-2. Let's put it this way. Zach Bierling, he pitched a total of 7 games last season, and in those outings was pretty solid. Gave up only 8 runs over the course of around 11, 12 innings pitched. That pitch, strike 3. I would say that's actually closer to 17 innings pitched. Meyer down on strikes. And there's one away.
And there it was right there, that breaking ball for Bierling. Just absolutely freezes hitters, especially on a team like the Generals. And Bierling now, a good bounce back there after giving a free pass to Orzek.
Here's the pitch. Well, pickoff move over to first is late. I should say this, Bierling, 22 innings pitched last season, gave up 6 earned runs on only 14 hits. pretty solid, I should say. That was across 7 games. He even had a complete game last year in a couple of starts. Another pickup move over to first is late. Bierling has definitely been scouting the fact that this Generals team loves to steal bases. 75 on the season coming into today. Far and away tops in the Northern League. One away the pitch. That one's high for a ball 1-0. But the Lake County CornDogs lead the Northern League standings. They lead by 2 games over the Northwest Indiana Oilmen. The Vikings sit in 3rd place in the league standings. Miracle in 4th, Panthers in 5th, Generals in 6th coming into today, the 1-0. In the dirt for a ball, it's now 2-0. Only one other game is in action tonight in the Northern League. That is the Northwest Indiana Oilmen taking on the Indiana Panthers. Get that score to you here in just a minute, the 2-0 pitch. Ground ball to the left side. Hall, ranging to his right, makes a long throw over to first, and safe at first is Vorwald. I think that should be labeled a base hit. And Noel agrees, the official score. So we have another base hit. That's a tough play for Hall. You're ranging away from the base, and a very speedy guy in Vorwald. So now that brings up Jordan Landcrone.
Tough throw to make, and just a really well-hit ball there by Vorwald. Just a base hit. Nobody's fault on that play.
So that'll bring up Jordan Landcrone, singled in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th. He comes up with 1 away in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch to him. Swinging a little looping liner into center field. Terry misjudged it for a second, but he makes the grab way over his head. That's out number 1. That could have been disastrous if he wasn't careful.
Yeah, I would have had to run plenty of ways back to get that one. Probably could have sent Orzek home on that. But instead, Bierling able to grab the 2nd out of the inning there and potentially leave some stranded for the Generals.
2 down, and Joey Cara comes up. He doubled, came around to score. Later, last inning, came up in the 5th. That pitch is waiting to come in here from Zach Bierling. 1 away. The pitch outside for a ball 1-0. We promised you the Panthers Oilman score. We'll give it to you now. The Panthers in the top of the 7th inning hold a 2-1 lead over the Northwest Indiana Oilmen up in Whiting today. The Vikings and the Miracle both off tonight. Here's the 1-0. That's a strike, 1-1 now on Joey Cara. If the Generals are going to get back in this ball game, this is the time to do it, even with 2 outs. And I think if you're Bierling, you have a great opportunity here to really take control of this game back, the 1-1. In the dirt, that one gets away from Nielsen. Nobody advances.
It's probably for the best Generals didn't take off there. I think that would have been an easy throw over to third for Nielsen.
2-1 with 2 down. Zach Bierling looking to get through a scoreless 6th inning. Has a chance to do that. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to left, foul, and out of play. Bierling again with that really interesting delivery. With the way that he sets up, he's set up almost with his back turned toward the batter. He kind of faces, he doesn't quite face the foul pole in left field, but he faces over towards that corner. At least his body does, rather than facing at that right angle. 2 balls and 2 strikes, the pitch. Popped up, foul to the left side, now to play. Still 2-2 with 2 down.
Yeah, 0 chance you're going to be able to tell what Bierling's about to throw when he's basically got his back to you.
And that's part of why a lot of guys do it, because it allows them to disguise their pitches really well. The 2-2 pitch. Misses outside. Every corn dog in the field thought that was strike 3. At least either they thought it was strike 3 or they were trying to convince the umpire that it was strike 3. Either way, it's ball 3, and the count is full. 3-2 pitch, misses for ball 4, and they're loaded. And for the first time tonight, the Generals are really threatening. Bases loaded, and Nick Fies comes up with 2 down here in the 6th.
Yeah, I tell you what, both Munster alumni battling here. Zach Bierling versus Nick Fies.
Ooh.
Former teammates at Munster High School.
You'd think they know each other pretty well. First pitch. And that's dribbled foul back. It's 0-1. Munster High School, one of the top baseball programs in Northwest Indiana in recent years. It's produced some pretty good players, produced a few CornDogs, even produced a CornDogs broadcaster up here in Knoll Ferry.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's Mustang on Mustang here with 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. Fies trying to claw the Generals back into this one. Bierling trying to get this one to the bottom of the 6th. The looping breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 0-2. There's that breaking ball you mentioned. If Bierling can get that to work, he's unstoppable. Here we go. 2 strikes on Nick Fies. The pitch. Breaking ball. That missed Nick Fies by an eyelash. 1-2.
Big break there for Bierling.
Big break indeed. Big break on the breaking ball, and also a big break in terms of him not hitting Nick Fies. 1-2 pitch coming. Strike 3 call. Bierling gets Nick Fies looking on the inside corner, and the inning is over. Generals leave him loaded in the top of the 6th. To the bottom of the 6th we go at Legacy Fields. It's the CornDogs 7 and the Generals 1. We're back after this on the Lake County CornDogs Broadcasting Network.
Life takes you places, and you can't get to the store? Shop online with Strack and Van Til to go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Headquartered in Maryville, Indiana, Centier Bank continues to play a pivotal role in every community we serve. Beginning with a single location in 1895 to serving 13 counties across Indiana, Centier Bank has championed a workplace of community building, philanthropy, and financial education to enrich the lives of individuals and businesses in the communities we serve. Our promise for a better tomorrow for generations to come is what sets Centier apart. Centier Bank, Indiana's largest private family-owned bank.
Welcome back to Legacy Fields here in Crown Point. We are at the bottom of the 6th inning. The Lake County CornDogs lead the Griffith Generals by the score of 7-1 on a hazy night here at Legacy Fields, and that haze is becoming more pronounced with the stadium lights taking some effect. Due up for the CornDogs, Ethan Nielsen, Kevin Hall, and Gavin Terry. Looking for a rewarding career building your community? Join Walsh Construction, the leading builder in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland. From hospitals to highways, you'll lead the infrastructure and facilities projects that are driving our communities forward. Learn more at www.walshgroup.com or across social media at the Big Green W. Ethan Nielsen, the catcher, set to lead off for the Lake County CornDogs. He's getting a start tonight. We've kind of seen 3 different catchers that have really emerged for the CornDogs this year in Nielsen, Ronko Stevanovic, and Matt Santana. First pitch to Nielsen in the dirt for a ball. It's quickly 1-0. 1-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch comes in to Nielsen from Alex White. Fouls that one back, and it is 1-1. No activity down in the Generals bullpen. There is some activity down in the CornDogs bullpen, but it's not a pitcher. It's Doug Loden who has a bat in that bullpen. I'm curious to see what that's about.
Looking like he's going to be taking some swings here, setting up the cage.
He is. There's another guy with a batting helmet in there as well. I'm trying to figure out who that is. The count is 2-1 now on Ethan Nielsen with nobody on. I can't quite get the number. It might be Ronco. I'm not sure, though. 2-1. Just outside. 3-1. And that truly was just a bit outside. 3-1 with nobody out. Nielsen trying to get on to set the table for the top of the batting order. The 3-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball into right center field. That one's drifting toward the gap, and it finds that gap. It 2 hops the fence. Rounding second is Nielsen. He is going to put the brakes on there. Stand-up double for Ethan Nielsen, and for the fourth time tonight in 6 innings, the CornDogs get the leadoff hitter on base.
And that is a recipe for success. I mean, you're setting the table for some of the best hitters in the Northern League here. They're going to make you pay. And now, Kevin Hall, with a runner in scoring position, hasn't seen that yet today. And so far on the day, still perfect. If he's able to get something, he could grab a RBI for the first time today.
He's 3 for 3 today, 2 doubles and a triple. An RBI would sweeten the deal for him today. First pitch. There's a strike. 0-1 now on Kevin Hall.
Yeah, perfect. I mean, 3 for 3 with 3 runs. Every time he's gotten on, he scored as well.
I can't find a better day than that. Every time you come up, you get a hit. Every time you come up, you score. Great for your average, great for your on-base percentage. Even has an extra base hit, too, so his slugging is better. Swinging and a miss on that one, though. It's 0-2.
You can see Nielsen, he is absolutely dancing over there at second and definitely keeping the attention of White on the mound.
He is, but to this point, it hasn't had much effect on this at-bat. 0-2 pitch coming into to Hall, swing, and that's a high pop-up. This could be ticketed for no man's land. A running catch is made, though, by Landcrone, who ran out from underneath his cap in shallow left field. And for the first time today, Kevin Hall makes an out.
And that was really close. I mean, Landcrone had to go cross-country there to come over and grab that one.
Lake County CornDogs, I think we should say cross-county.
Cross-county CornDogs.
Yeah, with I feel like it fits the brand.
Oh, yeah.
Cross-country's cool, but cross-county fits the brand, I think. Well, here comes Gavin Terry. He'd love to hit one into the next county. Whether that be to LaPorte, to Porter, anywhere. The first pitch to him. In there for a strike, it's 0-1.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of those low and away balls for lefty hitters get called, and they're pretty far out there.
It's been that way a lot of the game, and at some point as a hitter, you just have to see if you can find a way to adjust to it. The 0-1 to Terry. It's in there for a strike again, 0-2.
Yeah, I think it was a similar thing right there. And, you can complain about it all you want, but like you said, Josh, you maybe just have to realize it's not going to go your way there as a hitter. You got to reach out for it.
Reach out for it and at least just try to see if you can make contact with it. Nielsen dancing on second base. The 0-2 pitch to Terry. Swing, and that's a pop-up into left center field. This could be ticketed for no man's land, but it hangs up long enough for Cara to make the running catch. And that's out number 2.
2 straight loud outs for the CornDogs there from 2 bats that have been really, really hot today.
So this brings up Hayden Matalich. He's reached twice, but both were on walks, so he's failed to get a base hit today to this point. That very well could change here in just a little bit. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. CornDogs up 7-1. Pitch to Matalich is in the dirt for a ball. It is 1-0. Hayden Matalich playing right field tonight. Right field for the CornDogs ever since Ray Hilbrick moved on to the professional ranks. Right field has been a bit of a revolving door of sorts, not because of bad performance by any means, just because you have a lot of guys that can play there, and Heisman sees it as an opportunity to get multiple guys reps in that position. That pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-1 here to Matalich.
Hilbrick moving on to play with the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers.
Step of I believe the United Shores Professional Baseball League.
Yes.
A 4-team league up in the state of Michigan, I believe, is where it's based. The 1-1. In the dirt for a ball, it's 2-1. Nielsen cannot advance. Danny Popolava will come up to bat if Matalich finds a way to reach. Shane Jones is in the hole. 2-1 with 2 down. Alex White looking for a second scoreless inning. Here's the 2-1. That's high for a ball, 3-1. Green light here for Matalich?
I think at this point in the game, you're up 7-1 with the runner in scoring position. You got a chance here. Haven't got your own hit of the day so far. Why not?
Let's see what Matulich does here. 3-1 with 2 down. Runner on second. Here's the pitch. And he crushes that one to right field, but it's curling foul. So the count is full now with 2 down.
A little bit late on that one. Had the right idea, though.
No, right idea indeed. We Will Rock You playing in the stands now. Here we go. Hayden Matulich with an opportunity here to keep this inning going, an opportunity to extend his, or actually to take a hold on this Northern League RBI leader race. He has 16, tied with teammate Ronko Stevanovic. Here's the 3-2. That's high for ball 4. So Matulich reaches on a walk, and we keep the inning going. You and I were talking before the game, Noel. We were talking about how the CornDogs do with 2 away in the inning. And the CornDogs, again, one of the better teams in the Northern League when it comes to hitting with 2 outs.
Yeah, definitely. They do, in fact, hit better with 0 outs and 1 outs up on the board, but it's not actually as much as you'd usually think it is. Batting around 290 with 0 or 1 outs on the board and around 260 with 2 outs. So not so much of a steep decline as you might think you would see. And that just shows you the right mentality they approach a 2-out inning with.
We've seen some 2-out runs scored in this game today as well. I mean, most notably, the bases clearing double earlier in the game by Matt Santana. I mean, that came with 2 outs. You had the RBI ground out with Danny Paplava, too. That was the second out of the inning in that instance. First pitch to Paplava as he's up to bat. That pitch misses for a ball 1-0. It's right there, biggest hit of the game coming with 2 outs. And, 2-out RBIs can feel very deflating if you're on the opposite side of them, because you go from feeling like you got out of an inning to feeling like, man, you missed an opportunity. The 1-0. Big cut and a miss, 1-1 on Paplava.
That one stayed just a little bit too high from White. And so far, White starting to lose what it looks like a little bit of that control that he had in that first inning he appeared in. We'll see if that makes a difference as it gets pretty foggy out here.
Very much so. The haze has become much more pronounced as the lights have taken more effect here at Legacy Fields. We play on the 1-1 up and away for a ball, 2-1.
And as far as I can tell, luckily, this smog hasn't made much of an impact on tonight's game at all.
Not really, no. It's still very much visible. You can still play in it, but there is just a light haze on the field. 2-1 pitch. That misses for a ball, 3-1. 3-1 with 2 down. Paplava could load the bases here if he takes a walk here.
Be the third time the CornDogs load up the bases today.
Here we go. 3-1 coming into Paplava from Alex White. He waits and finally delivers. Ball 4, he walked him. 2 straight 2-out walks have kept the inning alive for the CornDogs. And the bases are loaded now for Shane Jones.
I believe this is Shane Jones, I think second opportunity with the bases fully loaded and third opportunity with at least 2 runners on here. So we'll see if Jones can grab some more RBIs here.
You'd be correct in that assumption. And we have a mound visit. Are we going to see a Hard Rock pitching change?
I'd be surprised, especially with 2 outs. Only have to grab 1 more. And for Jones on the day, has yet to grab a base hit. I don't know. Yeah, I agree with the decision to keep White out on the mound here.
Did see someone go into the bullpen for the Generals, so they do have someone up in the bullpen. One thing to note is that still a 6-run game, but we are close to getting this game potentially into run rule territory. Again, just because the CornDogs go up by 10 runs doesn't mean the game ends, but after 7 innings, but it is an option amongst the coaches. They could choose to do that, so the CornDogs are within reach of putting it into that territory. 2 down, here's the pitch. Outside for a ball, it's 1-0 now on Shane Jones.
And you have to think with the air quality out tonight, it might be, the decision of the coaches to end it early if it gets to that, but don't want to speak too soon.
Well, got to get there first. 1-0 pitch coming to Shane Jones. There's a strike. 1-1 here with 2 down. Generals just looking for any kind of an out to keep any hope of winning this ball game. They have trailed from the beginning. The CornDogs took the lead in the first inning, and they've never relinquished it, the 1-1. In the dirt for a ball, it's now 2-1. I believe the CornDogs did the same thing on Saturday, their previous game against the Southland Vikings. A wire-to-wire win that day. CornDogs looking to do the same tonight and looking to extend that lead now to make it more of a possibility. 2 balls and 1 strike on Shane Jones. Here's the pitch. Outside, Orzek had to scooch out there to get that one, and it's 3-1. No place to put Shane Jones. What do you do here?
Well, with the way it's gone here, you've seen 2 walks in a row. Yeah, I think this is, you don't want to swing it much here. If you can take this free pass, take it. But it's hard to say.
3 balls, 1 strike. Moment of truth. Swinging a high fly ball into short center field. Backpedaling is Ross. He makes the catch just beyond his second base position, and the inning is over. So the CornDogs leave the bases loaded in the 6th. We head to the 7th. Noel on play-by-play for you. After this, we're back. After this on the Lake County CornDogs Broadcasting Network.
With a rich history of family ownership and a workforce that's committed to putting people first, Centier Bank fosters a workplace of community building, philanthropy, and financial education. A long-lasting legacy of family ownership dedicated to generations of clients is what sets Centier apart. Trust the integrity, experience, and personal service of Centier, Indiana's largest private family-owned bank. For more information, go to Centier.com.
Whoa, sweet child of mine. Whoa, sweet love of mine. She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories, where everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky. Whoa, sweet child of mine. Whoa, sweet love of mine.
Jake Tometz takes the mound for the CornDogs as we head into the top of the 7th inning. A reminder that every pitching change is brought to you by the Hard Rock Casino. Also, Centier Bank proudly supports the Lake County CornDogs this season. Since 1895, Centier has remained deeply rooted in Northwest Indiana and promises to remain not for sale for generations to come. Go to Centier.com for more information. Member FDIC. Also, Backcourt Bar and Beverage Services can handle every type of event, from venues to weddings to indoor and outdoor parties. Visit bcbarcatering.com and let us start planning the perfect event for you. Also, Plumbers Local 210 is a proud partner of the Lake County CornDogs. We strive to provide and maintain education of apprentices and the upgrading of journeymen in the plumbing industry. And finally, can't get to the grocery store? Shop online with the new Strachan Van Til to go. Fill your virtual shopping cart and choose delivery or pickup. It's that easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
I believe that would be the full complement of ad reads, Noel.
Yes, that is.
Wow.
That one's outside for a ball to Mark Ross here. Ross made that final out of the bottom of the 6th. Shane Jones sent that one sky high. And this one sent foul off to the right. So that doesn't, you can tell so far today for the CornDogs, they've just wanted to see as many arms as possible out on the mound for them. You saw Dubois, Zaragoza, Pizer, Bierling, and now we see Tometz on the mound. Tometz has seen some starts so far this season. 1-1. One's outside, 2-1. And for Tometz, it's been an up and down season, but his last appearance for the CornDogs was really spectacular.
I don't know if you're seeing us on our camera, but Cornelius is up to all kinds of shenanigans in the stand right in front of us.
Yeah, Cornelius is our mascot here at Legacy Fields. What would you say, 6 or 7 foot corn dog? Probably 7 feet tall.
I'd
if
say
we're being
7
honest.
feet. Yeah.
7 to 8 feet. The 3-1 is fouled back, 3-2 now. And he does plenty of stuff here. Gets in races, competitions, dance competitions. You got to come out and see him if you haven't already.
Come out, see him, come out and meet him. I saw him signing autographs today.
Starting things off with the full count here for Tomets. And the payoff is just a bit outside, so a walk here in the top of the 7th starts it off. Free pass for the Generals.
You know, kind of something, this is just kind of the general theme that I've gotten from these games the CornDogs and the Generals play, is aside from that one, the Generals just are never in it a lot of times.
No.
Like the CornDogs just kind of have had their way with them this season.
And you wonder, can you truly be playing your best baseball in a demoralizing atmosphere like the Generals have had to play in? As that's 1-0 to Tomets. There are definitely bright spots all over this Generals team. Obviously, the stolen bases. There's some great bats on the team. That one comes in 2-0 now. It's just putting that all together and putting out some good games. I mean, they've been able to beat the Miracle a couple times this season, who have thus beat the CornDogs this season. They've beaten the Oilmen this season. I mean, 2-0 is fouled off. This Generals team is definitely comprised of players who have all the talent to make a great baseball team. Just there's some things that hinder them. One of those being errors. Especially against this CornDogs team, they have yet to not have a multi-error game.
They only have one to this point tonight. Still a long way to go, but still worth noting.
This one sent sky high, could potentially stay in play for Paplava. Instead, coming over to grab it there is Imlock. And I believe he made that play there. And he did.
Indeed he did. Wow, nice job there by Danny Paplava, or Ethan Imlock, to make a nice running catch there. That's a long run there if you're going from second base, going all the way into foul territory on the right side of the field.
Yeah, called off Paplava at the last second. It was a hard ball to read. The CornDogs come away with an out there. This one also fouled straight back. 0-1 count now to Max Hensler. Hensler so far today does have a hit for the Generals. On the day, the Generals are looking at 5 hits. So even that, not too far behind the CornDogs, just haven't been able to capitalize. Runner goes. The throw over by Nielsen is not in time. Good slide there by Ross to get in safely.
Again, this is a Generals team that loves to steal bases, and I think you see that. And I think the biggest thing you have to talk about if you're the Generals is you just have to say, look, we haven't played our best baseball yet. If we can just take all of these little things we do well and make this more consistent, that's what it comes down to. I mean, this season's far from over. I mean, we're not even at the halfway point as of yet. Even including rainouts, we're getting close to it, but we're not quite there yet. We're right around there. Still a long way to go this season, and still a long way, and a lot of things that still have to be decided, a lot of things that still have to play out.
Took a quick break there. I think over at second, Ross was collecting himself after the slide. Maybe got banged up just a bit, but he's fine. Standing on 2 feet over there at second. It's a 1-1 count still to Hensler. He swings through that one, 1-2. Tomets has been able to grab 1 out so far this inning off of the fly out in foul territory. One, two. This one sent over towards Imlock. It's a really slow rolling ball, and he has to make a quick throw over, but he does grab the out there on the 4-3 put out. But I think when he put his eyes up, he was a little surprised at how close Hensler was to first.
A slow ground ball like that, it's a difficult play for a fielder, because once that ball hits that grass, the ball can kind of tend to slow down a lot when it hits grass. It's, again, one of the things about playing on a dirt and grass field is that the ball does slow down significantly when you hit grass as opposed to when you're playing on turf, and sometimes those plays can be a little bit closer.
Orzek takes one down low for ball 1. Orzek is yet to collect a hit on the day. He's looking at 2 straight outs and then a hit by pitch in his last at-bat. It's that one just outside 2-0 now. He's got a runner over in third in Ross, and he could potentially bring the Generals a little bit closer here. 2-0. This one skied up, potentially into no man's land. Imlock's all over the place. He grabs the final out of that inning and gets it done. He was involved in all 3 outs there in this inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. The 7-1 ball game. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Corn Dogs Baseball on the Corn Dogs Broadcasting Network. Now on the mound for the Generals, David Dimling, Scott Hansen up to bat. It's a 7-1 ball game here. Lake County CornDogs on top of the Griffith Generals.
Can I ask you a question, Noel?
Yes, Josh.
What are pitching changes sponsored by?
Hard Rock Casino.
All right. I forgot for a brief moment.
Hansen swings through this first one. So far today, Hansen hasn't had too much success at the plate. But a guy like Hansen, going D1 in this next upcoming year, he's a guy who can, come back at any time in a ball game. Never count him out. That one drops in for strike two. Really, it's been the top of the order and Ethan Nielsen. So count that 9-1-2 that have really done the damage for the CornDogs today. So the 0-2 is well outside, 1-2. And then even Hayden Matalich been able to draw 3 straight walks today. And Danny Poplava 2 as well.
So what you're saying is it's been an up and down, top of the batting order to the bottom.
Yes.
Have found ways to contribute.
Yes. 1-2. Hansen can't get a piece of that one. Out on strikes, that brings up Matt Santana.
I believe he's going to be pinch hit for.
Yes, this is Doug Loden pinch hitting for Matt Santana. It makes sense as to why we saw Loden earlier on potentially getting warmed up for this game. Doug Loden, his first.
No, I'm going to give you some CornDogs trivia here. If you were paying attention earlier, you would know this. What did Doug Loden do a year ago today?
Doug Loden hit a home run against the Crestwood Panthers 1 year ago today, and Looks like he is going to be able to avoid that one there. Thought he got hit by that pitch.
So what do you think the natural order of things would suggest would happen next?
Well, hypothetically, we should – I'm not going to say it. I am not going to say it just yet, Josh, but I think the viewers at home know what we're thinking here.
Are you saying a baseball could go for a ride?
Potentially. That one is fouled off. 1-1. Loden grabbed his first hit as a corn dog in his previous game that he appeared in. So he's broken that seal.
He has. He was actually talking with Justin Heisman a little bit about it before the game. I heard them.
That's it's a big first step.
Yeah.
Coming back from not playing baseball for a while. Loden sends this one foul down the first baseline. 1-2 count for Loden. And so now with the 1-2 count, most likely going to see Loden choke up just a bit on the bat.
Just like he normally does. That was not the only thing he did a year ago today. He had multiple RBIs in that game. That game and multiple hits. So, law of averages would say that could suffice too.
That one down low for Loden, so a 2-2 count. Two for Loden. Long windup. He gets just a piece of this one, fouls it off.
You know, if you're the CornDogs, I think what you're seeing today is I think you're seeing a lot of these guys. We've seen it with Tyler Schultz. He's not playing tonight. But you're starting to see a lot of these guys that are starting to come around a little bit and starting to play to their potential the way that they were. Not that they were playing bad early in the year, but they're playing more so.
Loden launches this one into right field. He got a good piece of it, and it lands at the warning track.
Oh, man.
That was close. Stand-up double coming in.
Wait, no, I was correct on one part. The baseball went for a ride.
It did go for a ride. We didn't say anything official there.
It wasn't quite a cowhide joyride, but it was a ride indeed. Shout out to Andrew Mild.
So a runner in scoring position here for Ethan Imlock. Wow. Loden got about every piece of that ball as he could have there. I just think it was a little bit of a slower pitch there.
I think that maybe got under it a little bit or out in front of it a little bit. Regardless, that feels good for Doug Loden as he's making his return to be able to hit the ball hard.
That one's outside for Imlock. 1-0. First extra base hit of the season for Doug Loden as well.
Second base hit of the season, first extra base hit. Always love knocking those firsts out of the way as your season progresses. Early in the year for Doug Loden, not necessarily early in the year for the CornDogs per se, but
1-0's fouled off to the right.
Let me ask you this question, Noel. When do you feel early in the season? When's like the borderline for when early in the season?
I still feel like we're early in the season, and we're approaching the halfway mark.
Well, we're at game 23 of a scheduled 55. We've had a few rainouts in there. I believe like 3 or 4 rainouts in there. So we're right there.
The 1-1 is too high. 2-1 to Imlock with the runner in scoring position. I think a few games ago was probably the end of the start of the season. We're approaching, at least we're in the middle third of the season by now. We're well into the middle third. Imlock takes that one high. Good take there. It's 3-1 count here.
Well, next time the CornDogs come home, and we'll be in the final month of the season at that point.
Long stretch of away games for the CornDogs coming up.
10 straight games scheduled over the course of 2 weeks.
3-1. Imlock swings through that one. Just got a little bit underneath it. So a full count here. The CornDogs are looking to tack some more on. This is a big at-bat to determine if they're going to be able to do that. On deck is Ethan Nielsen, who's got 2 straight hits. That one comes way inside, and Ethan Imlock works his way on first. And so Ethan Nielsen started off the day hitting into a 4-3 putout and able to grab a single, scored off of it, and then a double in his previous at-bat. Ethan Nielsen, a guy who can hit with some good power. He's got a home run on the season. Fresh at-bat here for Daimler. It's a good breaking ball. Comes back in for a strike.
Good breaking ball indeed. You know you have a good breaking ball when you can force a stone-cold take on a pitch that's seemingly right down the middle of the plate. That's a sign of something.
0-1. Nielsen lifts this one into center. Could be trouble, but camped underneath it is Altabelli. And no tag up there for Loden. That brings up Kevin Hall. Hall's had a phenomenal day at the plate, and he's got runners on first and second here with 2 outs, looking to keep this inning going here in the bottom of the 7th.
Hall has reached 3 times today, including a triple, continuing his streak as one of the top players in the Northern League. A speedy guy with a little bit of pop.
Hall launches this one into left center, curling pretty hard into the glove of Kara. That was almost trouble for the Generals. We'll head to the top of the 8th inning. Still a 7-1 ball game. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Corn Dogs Baseball on the Corn Dogs Broadcasting Network. Jake Tometz remains on the mound for the Corn Dogs here against Dylan Mayer. Big swing and miss. With the amount of guys the Corn Dogs have tonight in their dugout, it's just a very lively crowd here in Crown Point. Plenty of support from the players. The 0-1 is a little high, 1-1. And it's just felt like, we say this a lot, especially when the Corn Dogs are playing the Generals, but it just seems like the Corn Dogs have never really not felt in control of this game. The 1-1 is fouled away.
No, you're right. I mean, it's just like every single game, the Corn Dogs just find a way to win games and win games pretty handily. I mean, the Corn Dogs have had to fight for their fair share of wins too. But I mean, it's every night the Corn Dogs seem to show this is why they're currently in first place in the Northern League right now. And the reason why is because they're able to win ball games like this. And I think it's really the little things are what the Corn Dogs do really well. The things like making smart plays on defense. The things like, running the bases, little things like that. That's the biggest difference, I think, that separates them.
A swing and miss for Tometz there. He grabs a strikeout on Dylan Mayer. First out of the inning.
And here's the thing. If your offense finds a way to contribute for you, then, well, that takes a big load off of the shoulders of your pitching staff, and it allows your pitchers to be able to pitch really well.
A little bit of Northern League news. So that one is down low for a ball. The Indiana Panthers leading the Northwest Indiana Oilmen 4-3 in the top of the 8th. Close ball game. Panthers are a team who've been able to grab 2 wins against the CornDogs so far this season. So that one comes in 2-0 count now to Vorwald. But you can't count those Panthers out.
No, you can't. The Panthers have actually just loaded the bases in that eighth inning, but you're right.
That one comes in high. 3-0 count here for Vorwald.
I mean, you've even seen the Oilmen, who are probably the team that you think are probably, the number 2 team in the Northern League at this point. I mean, you've seen how they've struggled against some teams this year, and the CornDogs as well.
That one's in there for a strike. Tomets had to get one across there. 3-1 count against Vorwald here. Yeah, it just seems like anyone is beatable this year. 3-1. This one fouled off down the third baseline. CornDogs atop the league, only 6 losses on the year. But they've shown vulnerability for sure sometimes this year. So, coming down to the wire at the end of the season and come playoff time, I think we're in for a great postseason.
Don't start talking about that yet. No, we're still a little early.
We've got
on
a
this.
lot of games left to be played. This one had to just foul off and is stuck in the fence.
Huh. Imagine that.
How often do you see that? It had to have perfect placement on that fence there to stay in there. Wow.
You can actually see it on your screen way off on the right. I wish I had a telestrator.
This one fouled off once again. Big battle here for Vorwald. No one's going to be able to grab that one for a free popsicle unless you feel like scaling that fence.
If someone better get a full package of bomb pops if they get that baseball.
The 3-2's outside. That sends Vorwald over to first there.
But looking through, we talk a lot about the bullpen for the CornDogs tonight. What we've seen is we've seen a lot of guys tonight that are a big part of that bullpen that have found ways to succeed, and even some guys that maybe you would have expected a little bit more out of to start the year that are finding ways to contribute really well. Zach Bierling had a scoreless inning. Jake Tomets has pitched pretty well as well thus far at this point.
He's in their first strike.
And you had a guy like Dubois who came in and started the game, pitched 3 scoreless innings to start the night. There's a lot of guys in this bullpen.
This one launched toward Imlock. He makes a good grab, and they don't get him. Wow, that was a close throw over to get Vorwald at first. He stepped a little bit too far away from first, and oh man, that's a bang-bang play.
You got to be careful there if you're Vorwald. Ethan Imlock able to make a nice play there, able to make a nice toss over to first base. 2 outs in the inning.
Brings up Joey Cara. He's doubled today and walked as well. Started off the game with a strikeout. So that one is in there for a strike.
But there's a reason why Justin Heisman has a lot of confidence in his team, and it's because of guys that all up and down the lineup, all up and down the pitching staff that find ways to contribute on a nightly basis. And that's what makes the CornDogs so tough to beat, is the fact that you can't really come into a day and think you're getting a day off. Like, oh, this guy's not playing today. We have a shot. You don't really have that.
The 1-1 is chopped over to third. Good dive by Paplava. He's going to take it himself. Great athletic play by Paplava for the 3 unassisted. That sends us to the bottom of the 8th. Still a 7-1 ball game. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to CornDogs Baseball on the CornDogs Broadcasting Network. Gavin Terry up to bat for the CornDogs in this bottom of the 8th. Last chance for the CornDogs to potentially grab some more insurance runs, but up 7-1. CornDogs feel pretty comfortable. Terry shows bunt to start off this inning, but it goes past him. Now, I think that one actually did go off his bat there, so an 0-1 count.
Gotta say, it's great to have, Gavin Terry hasn't played in a little while, but it's great to have him back. Great to have him back here with us tonight.
Ducks out of the way of that one, 1-1. And yeah, he's just the type of guy that really impacts baseball games. And he is a key factor to wins at the end of the day. He's a guy you want on your team.
Yeah, you're right. There's multiple ways he can contribute. He has power, he has speed, he can hit for average, he can do everything.
This one straight up into the glove of Daimling. So the 1-3 put out there sends Terry to the dugout. That brings up Hayden Matalich, who in his last 3 at-bats has worked a walk. So now if you're able to grab one more, then you complete, that 4-4 situation. Takes 4 balls to get a walk. If you can grab 4 of them, well then, I don't even know what that says about the kind of night that you have.
It says a lot, that's for sure.
First pitch to Matalich is in there for a strike. He's got to work his way back here. Do you think he's thinking right now, I need to get a walk here? Or do you think he's going for a hit?
I think he's going for a hit.
Yeah, definitely.
You always prefer base hits to walks if you're a batter.
That one fouled straight back. No, definitely. And, for Matalich, it's not like, he's sitting up there trying to get those walks. It's just he had plenty of patient at-bats and didn't like any of the pitches that came his way, and for good reason. 0-2 count for Matalich here. Daimling able to grab the first out on Terry. 0-2. Swing and miss for Matalich. He's out on strikes. That brings up Danny Paplava. Paplava, another guy with multiple walks today. Plenty of free passes have come back to bite the Generals today. And, you got to give them credit where credit is due. They've put up 3 straight scoreless innings here against the CornDogs. Potentially, if Daimling's able to grab this final out here, it would be 4 straight. That one misses for a ball. But you can do the best you want, but if your offense can't back you up, then it's futile. One 0 to Paplava. Launches this one into left, holds up quite a bit, and it gets down.
That is about the hardest hit bloop single you're ever going to see.
I mean, that one looked like it had a chance to leave the field of play, but it held up and ended up in no man's land, and now Paplava find himself over at first. For Shane Jones. Jones had a bit of a tough day at the plate, but he's got a chance here to potentially grab. He's got one more chance, basically. First pitch to Jones. Backs out of the way of that one. It's in for a strike. That was Paplava's first hit of the day, but he's contributed plenty, including that ground ball that he hit into that put the CornDogs on the board first. Jones gets a good piece of this one going into center field, but it holds up just enough to go into the glove of Altabelli. So that'll end this bottom of the 8th. We'll head into the top of the 9th. Final 3 outs for the Generals here. See if the CornDogs can hold up. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to CornDogs Baseball on the CornDogs Broadcasting Network. Gabe Stout on the mound for the CornDogs here. He gets one in for strike one on Nick Vise. Reminder that every pitching change is brought to you by the Hard Rock Casino. Stout, potentially the last arm the CornDogs have to offer tonight. That one just a bit inside. Stout, also known as Big Country, a self-given nickname that he told me that he has been called before. This one, a checked swing that ends up trickling down the first baseline. Paplava comes in to grab that one for probably the easiest 3 unassisted he has ever gotten in his life.
A check swing that just went right into your glove. It's like, thank you very much. Get the out, move on. 2 outs away from the CornDogs getting their 17th win of the season.
That brings up Mark Ross. Ross reached on a walk, actually, in his last at-bat here. Now he faces Stout. That one's in for a strike. And I like that from Stout there. You know, he's wasting no time, just going right for it here in the top of the 9th. I went a little bit high. They've got so much ground to make up for. I think you can afford to be a little risky.
Afford to be a little risky, afford to be a little aggressive, just like, hey, we know what we got to do. We're up 7-1. Let's try to get out of this thing.
That one does catch inside for strike one. 1-1 here. CornDogs have played a great game today. The offense stopped just a little bit, put up 4 straight scoreless innings, but they did the job that they needed to do. So that one misses for ball 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you saw Dubois, who really set the tone early in the game, was really particularly impressed with him. And then again, just kind of the CornDogs taking the lead early and just kind of maintaining from there. That was really the story of it. They took control early.
Called strike 3. Gabe Stout grabs that one, and the Generals are down to their final out of the day.
One more out on the day, and I think just you have to.
A pinch hitter here for the Generals, Jesse Rhoda coming in. Just wanted to sneak in one at bat if he could here today. First pitch to Rhoda is a big swing and miss. He was swinging for every inch of that one. Wanted to send that one to the barn out there. That one misses, just a bit outside. 1-1 here for Stout. Stout typically, doesn't see this late of action in games, but has acted as that reliever, and a really solid one at that. 1-1. Swing and miss. Generals down to their final strike here. 1-2. Stout. Ball game. Called strike 3. Stout finishes it off. 7-1 ball game. And Josh, CornDogs absolutely dominated today.
They did. They took the lead early. They controlled it from there, and they just dominated. That's exactly what they did. A great effort tonight from the CornDogs, getting win number 17 on the season. Heading to a 10-game road trip with some momentum. And the CornDogs, who, struggled a bit on the road at times this season, an opportunity to rectify that with 10 consecutive away games. It's going to be an interesting one, but definitely good to go into that on a high. Winning 3 straight, as a matter of fact, sweeping this homestand.
For sure. That's the best you can ask for, and now you have put together 3 straight really good games, and the CornDogs were having some trouble really doing that this season. But now you head into this away stretch, and you feel like, maybe you figured it out just a little bit, but regardless, 7-1 is your final score here today, brought to you by Centir Bank. We thank you all so much for tuning in. It was a really fun one here in Legacy Fields. We'll see you all next time. For Josh Lepowski, I'm Noel Ferry. Thanks for tuning in.